Normally, I do have a supplier that, make sure that I receive items in the very best condition, and it has been like this for a very long time. Never really had this kind of situation where I have a computer right now. It feels so dirty. Honestly, I haven't seen something like this before. Yes, like I said, sometimes we buy this stuff in bulk, and one way or the other, from nowhere, something like this actually found its way into, the order that I received. And this is kind of very not the best. I'm not trying to put the supplier on full blast, but it just makes no sense to receive something like this. I really do feel like somebody within the company didn't do what he or she was supposed to do, and because of that, this PC came in a very, very bad condition like this. It's dusty. Everything inside is just not presentable, and there is just no way I can actually go ahead and ship this off to whoever is going to come to my shop, and buy this kind of item. I do not want to do this because I have actually done this in the past, trying to be shabby with the things I sell, but actually learned the hard way, and I figured out that, look, if you have decided to sell items on eBay, it doesn't matter whatever you are selling, always take pains to make sure that the items are in the best condition. Gone are the days where people go onto eBay because they feel like they can actually just get items for very cheap. And there used to be a time where, the selling point for eBay was that, yes, the items were very cheap. Take a look at this. It's actually just so dusty that I really do not know how I'm going to clean this, but I feel like I have to literally wash this just to be sure that the dust is all gone, Like I was saying, there used to be a time on eBay, the selling point was that, yes, I actually could get items for very cheap. So because of that, people just went onto eBay, to buy very cheap items, and they are happy doing it. It's cheap, it's cheap. The others you can do yourself, you can actually clean it yourself. And if something is broken here and there, this is actually because the item is cheap. But right now, things have pretty much changed. We're in 2025, February 27th to be precise. This doesn't happen anymore on eBay. When people go ahead to buy stuff, they expect that they receive an item that has been well taken care of, It doesn't matter if it's an electronic device, if it's a shoe, if they are clothing. People just want to be sure that whatever they receive, they are receiving items that somebody somewhere has actually taken pains, to ensure that the item is in very good condition. So if it's clothing, the clothing has to be pretty much washed, If you can, perhaps ironed, but I want to imagine that nobody's going to have time to actually do all that. If it's a computer like this, people expect that when they receive a PC, they want to see a PC that has actually been taken care of. Of course, there might be little scratches here and there on the panels, wherever, but then dust, debris on the inside of the PC is just not acceptable. Nobody's going to accept this. If anybody accepts this and perhaps the person has bought the PC so cheap, I am very sure that the person is going to go ahead and leave you a very bad, review. And these reviews, if you do not check them, they have the, the capacity to actually hurt your seller rating on eBay, and you do not want that, to happen. This is just a little bit disgusting to say the least, but like I said, I really do think my supplier has very good reputation, and this is pretty much coming from somebody that decided not to just, do his work. And this is one of the problems I have with, workers. There are so many disgruntled workers in organizations. They do not want to stay away from the job. They want to keep the job, but then they just decide for one reason or the other not to do the right thing. Because if this PC was handled by a responsible worker, he or she would have understood that, look, I have to actually take pains to clean this PC, because if I send a clean PC to the buyers, whoever they are, business customers, then they actually encouraged to come back and buy. The workers actually have to think like this. But sometimes you have a situation where the worker is pretty much just tired. All he or she wants is just, how much am I going to be paid at the end of the month? Perhaps the job is not well paid, and because of that, he or she decides to do a shabby job. But because this PC has been fortunate to pass through me, I am not going to send it further to whoever is going to buy it. I'm going to make sure that the PC is in the best condition, which is what I'm actually doing right now, just to make sure that every corner that I can actually find is clean from dust. And at the end of the day, I'm still going to go ahead and give this PC a very thorough, blowout using my dust blower. This is not just acceptable. Yes, it might take you a little bit of time to do this. And if I really do want to do a very super clean job, I have to actually remove this fan because I can see from the outside a lot of, dust debris still hiding there. But let me assume that if I use the dust blower, I should be able to actually, get that out. This is what it is, my friends. Sometimes you have to spend some extra time just doing this to be sure that when your buyers receive these PCs, first of all, they're going to be satisfied. And because the PC has come super clean, they do not have to do any extra work trying to clean the PC. They are going to actually go ahead to give you a very, very good review. And this is what you should actually be striving for. If you want to go the route of just doing shabby job, believe me, I have gone through that route, and I can already tell you for free that you are not going to be able to build a sustainable business if you think the route you want to go is the route of just doing shabby things. Yes, this is just time being wasted right now because ideally, this thing should have already come very clean. But I do not care if I have to waste like 10-15 minutes just making sure that this PC is actually looking its best. It's much better than the PC going away from me, and after a few days, buyer goes onto my eBay shop to try to mess it up by just giving a very honest review. In this case, the PC is fully functional, but it came in a very, very unkept condition. I do not want that to happen, and because of that, I have to actually do the work of making sure that everything is properly ready before I actually list it on eBay and before anybody goes ahead to, buy it. This should be a little motivation for you to understand that, look, we also do everything that we preach here on this channel. Sometimes I want to tell you guys to put your items in the best condition. I am doing it too. Doesn't matter. Sometimes the profit on the item could just be like €5, could be $5. Let the profit not be the determinant, deciding how much time you're going to spend on the item. Let the determining factor in this case be the eBay buyers. Decide that, look, whoever comes to your shop is going to go out with one of the best items possible on eBay. Let this be your watchword. And if you keep doing this over and over and again, gradually buyers are going to understand that, look, this seller has very decent item. The last time I bought a monitor from this seller, I received a very well-kept monitor. The last time I bought a PC, the PC was pretty much like new. One way or the other, buyers have a way of noticing this, and you never can tell, like I always say, who the buyer on the other side is. Might just be a very big decision maker in a very big organization. You can never tell if the person has the power to influence, additional items being bought. And in this way, if they have received very good items, it shouldn't be a problem for them to say, you know what, I think I want like 10 or 15 pieces of this PC. Could you deliver? But if they've received very bad items, you know what that means? You have just lost a customer that could actually go ahead and change your whole business. So if you are still in the habit of doing shabby job, let me just send it. I do not care. I'm in a hurry. I just want the item gone. I don't care how I pack it. I don't care the kind of packaging materials I use. If the boxes are recycled boxes, I do not care. All I want to do is I want to keep my profit. I want to make sure the item is gone. You are doing yourself a disservice. I hope this video finds you well. If it does, go ahead and click on the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Until I see you again in the next one. Peace.